My parents want to give my sister the earrings my grandma left for me. I went to my parents' house, opened the safe, took the earrings, and left. This story is so weird. When I, 27F, was 20 years old, I was in a relationship situation with a guy, now 40M. It was messy, we were on and off for almost 5 years. He was always clear he wasn't ready for a relationship, and I was always clear I was madly in love with him. Every time I got tired of the situation and wanted to leave, somehow he convinced me to stay. Because love is free, we have so much time together. He wasn't ready to commit. I asked advice to my sister, now 42F, and she gave me some crappy advice like made him compromise, leaving stuff at his place, and basically turn him into a boyfriend until it was too late to him to say no. I never managed to do that because I wanted him to love me as much as I loved him, not trap him. During the last night I spent at his place, he said he wanted to try something more serious with me, talked about some dates he planned, etc. Only to ghost me forever. It was hard. This was the first person I loved, and he treated me like crap. 6 months passed and my sister came home. We both lived with our parents. Said she wanted to introduce her brand new boyfriend. She had a ton of boyfriends, but she said this was the one. It was a dinner only with my parents at our home, so I was excluded and expected to just go out or chill in my room. The day came, and while they were dining, I ordered a pizza. I came downstairs only to find the guy I was with 6 months prior dining with my parents and sister. I was shocked, but I paid for my pizza and went to my room again to cry. After dinner was over, I confronted my sister in front of our parents and begged her to not be with him, to be loyal to me, her little sister. There was no way she didn't know who he was. I had shown her pictures of him, his social media, where he worked, and she even knew where he lived. They never met because he didn't want to meet my family, and never introduced his. But she knew who he was, and she excluded me from that dinner because she knew. She said they met by chance after we stopped seeing each other. She knew how hard that rupture was. She knew how painful it was to not have even a closure. He just stopped replying, not even blocking me, just left me there wondering after 5 years. She knew that during those 6 months, I was still hurting. I know how it was my fault. I was too naive and thought that if I stayed long enough he would be ready for the relationship I wanted and would learn to love me. Stupid, I know. She defended herself, saying it was a coincidence and chemistry was there. She loved him and she wasn't going to lose the love of her life. This stuff only happens once in a lifetime. When I was in my early 20s, I would believe that. However, now I know that there are 8 billion people in this world. There's no one love of your life. You can find the love of your life multiple times if look for it. My parents sided with her and said I should get over it since we never had a real relationship. 1.5 years had passed. I've been excluded from multiple family gatherings because he would be around, and my family thinks I will bring negative vibes since I'm still bitter about everything. I have no feelings for him, but I feel betrayed by my sisters and my parents. He is just POS in my eyes now. My sister is now 6 months pregnant. Due to her age, she has been extremely pampered by my parents. She still lives at home and is going to move with him maybe 2 months after the baby is born. Then they're going to marry. In my culture, it is normal that if a woman gives birth, she moves back, or stays, with her mom so the mom will help with the baby for the first months. A week ago my sister's friends had a surprise baby shower. I happened to be at home. I tried to talk to them. I don't know why. Maybe because my sister and I were too close before and I'm sad we're no longer friends. But her friends acted like I wasn't there and only replied to me with yes, no, or silence, as if I was the one that created this mess. Or I was a homewrecker. Or I tried to seduce my sister's man. I was planning to move already, I was saving money, etc. But after that, I left immediately to a friend's house. I'm in the process of finding my own place. 2 days ago I received a call from my parents asking me to have a talk. I went to their house, and they informed me that the diamond earrings my grandma left me will be given to my sisters. Those earrings have been in my family for 4 generations, and before my grandma died, she said the earrings will be mine and my sister would receive a gold necklace. Grandma trusted my parents with the earrings. There was no will or anything, she just asked to give it to me when I was mature enough to appreciate/take care of a family heirloom. Now my parents think since my sister is getting married first and is having grandma's first great-grandchild, my sister should have it. I'm really mad now. They're robbing me of something my grandma left to me. I don't think my parents are evil. I think they were too worried my sister wouldn't marry due to her age. Again, in my culture, a single woman in her 40s is something to worry for her family. and now that she's forming a family, they want to reward her with everything. But I was the closest to my grandma. She made it clear the earrings will be mine, not my sister's. Not the first one to marry or have a child, but mine. After 2 years of being excluded in favor of my sister's, I gave the ultimatum to my parents. They gave the earrings to me as my grandma intended, or I will cut them from my life forever. Not gonna lie, the idea of cutting my family off is too painful, but I feel they already made me and still make me so wrong. I don't want them in my life anymore. I feel a little shallow fighting over this, but those are only things my granddad left to. They are not entitled to them. Update: went to my parents' house, opened the safe, took the earrings, and left. Then after that I went again, told my parents I need time to process stuff and me myself, and gave them their house keys, said I was leaving for good. There were some tears from my mom saying she couldn't believe I was such a bitter person. She raised me better. I was turning my back to my family over nothing, and finally, it was shameful that I would let the family house without being married or anything. So it was never about me or her loving me or anything but social pressure to keep an outdated tradition. My dad was very neutral, gave me a hug, and wished me luck. For 2 months nothing happened and I barely had contact with my family, found a place to live, tried to heal, have real fun decorating my new home, your normal stuff. And then everything happened at once. For those 2 months, my sister and mom never reached out to me, only my dad sent a text once a week asking how I was and wishing I was doing well. And then my sister's boyfriend / future husband / also my ex started to follow me on Instagram again. I found it weird, but anyway, after all, he's my sister's boyfriend / father of my niece / future brother-in-law / my ex-FWB. He started to like my stories and replied to them with heart emojis and looking good. This happened 3 times maybe. When I received the voicemail from my mom calling all sorts of names for going after a man that I knew was engaged, this was some kind of revenge over my poor sister, that I was causing her so much stress her blood pressure level was over the moon. I was an inconsiderate femme fatale and she raised me better. Later, I learned through a cousin that my sister took her fiancé's cell phone and found several conversations with several women including his attendants to talk to me, so of course she went to my mom crying about me trying to steal her fiancé. All messy tbh. Less than a week later, another voicemail from mom asking me where the F were the earrings. She went looking after them and when she couldn't find them, she decided it was me. She called me a thief, a disgrace, dishonored me, and said they didn't consider me family anymore. I was dead to them, and she will be taking legal action against me for a thief if it is possible. I had no option but to block her and my sister and other family members who sided with them. My dad later texted me to let me know my mom went nuts and they won't take any legal action. By the end of last month, my cousin texted me saying my sister had given birth to my niece. I know I shouldn't, but I did it. I went to the hospital with a gift while wearing my beautiful and fancy earrings. I was kicked out, of course, but it was worth of it. I have no plans to see them ever again. Well, maybe my dad. Also, my cousin, big gossiper, that girl, let me know my sister is getting married in May so she will have her happy ever after all. But I'm also living my best life RN. TLDR, yes, I got the earrings. And that's it for today. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, subscribe, and join us next time for more Reddit gems. See you in the next one.